This conference will now be recorded.
Session. So in the last session, we were discuss about form creation. That means how to create a Django forms and how to render that forms into HTML template. So this is the form creation. So let me show you the last application what I did. This is the last application, my app 5. In this application 5, I just create a forms. So forms.py employee form I created, and error messages, labels, properties, already form fields we discussed. Okay, yes. Now here you can see these are optional error messages, what we discussed in the last session. If I don't give error messages, this field is required. This field is required, it will show. This form I am rendering into where? Template. So by using view, there is a emp underscore view is there. If request dot method equal to post, fm is a form object, employee form, request.post. If fm.is valid, form data is submitted. Else, please enter the values. So if request is not method, post means that is get method. In the get method, empty form is created object. This form I am rendering into employee.html. So this is what we were discussing. But now today, I need to collect the form data into view section. How to collect the form data into view section means there is a process called the cleaned data process. Is that cleaned data option is there? What is cleaned data? How to work with that? We'll see. Cleaned data is there. Cleaned data attribute is there. Using that attribute through, we can create a form object. We can get the form data. Means cleaned data you are going to get. After cleaned data, we can submit the data into database first. But before that, today I'm going to show you complete validations. What are the validations are there? How to do this validation context? We'll see now. First, right now you can see employee.html form is there. Template also I'm just opening employee.html. In this employee.html, so table format, form object is there. Submit, value submit. First, let's start the server, and after that we'll see now. So just slash my env slash scripts slash activate. Just give me my env slash script slash activate. So let's start the server. Run server. Now you can see form data is there. So if I don't enter any details here, click on submit. So this field is required, this field is required. This is Django validations. In the terminal window, please enter the values only it is saying. In case if I submit the values properly, you can observe here. If I try to enter some values here in this form fields. So its name and address, mail, and then age. Click on submit. So there is no option is there to display any message. Later we have to use message framework, but it is submitted or not. Yes, form data is submitted. But just I am writing if else condition in the view section. No. Okay, no data we are collecting here. No data we are collecting. To collect the data, so what is required means to collect the data from form. What is required means cleaned data is required. Okay, what is required? Cleaned underscore data is required. So cleaned data attribute is used to access clean data We can access cleaned data by using clean data attribute. Clean data means values valid data. Means data should be there in the text boxes. That data we are collecting by using cleaned data attribute. So cleaned data is containing always a key for fields defined in the form. So it's having key for the fields it defining in the form only. So once the form is submitted, cleaned data will include a key value for all the fields. Key value for all the fields. And here is valid method is there. No, it is important. This method is used to run validation and it return boolean like true means valid, false means invalid. So this is boolean property will return is valid method. So let's collect the data from the form by using cleaned data instead of here. Okay, yes. So I'm going to collect the data. Look at this. So I'm printing enter. FM is a form object. Cleaned data is a attribute. What is cleaned data? Key is name. Name I'm taking. Okay, name. Please rejoin again. Rejoin again. Now you can see print fm dot cleaned data of name. Next, what I'm trying to do, print fm dot cleaned data of address. Print fm dot cleaned data of what? Mail. Print fm dot cleaned data of what? Age. So this is what completely, if the form is valid, I need to collect the data from form by using these keys because cleaned data attribute will arrange the key for its fields. Okay, this name, address, mail, age are keys. Keys through we are accessing by using fm object. We are printing fm dot clean data of name, fm dot clean data of address, fm dot clean data of mail, fm dot clean data of age. We're printing all these values clearly. Okay, so if else
Sir,
block
when
is
we know that this is post method, we put the condition that is request dot method is equal to post. When we know that this method is post, sir.
here you can see HTML. The moment when we click on submit, that is called post. If we don't submit by default, whenever we run this, we will get form. No, form will be visible. No, that is called get. We are getting the form. That means directly it will go to what? Else block. First
Okay,
it will
sir.
go to else block. So whatever the form is visible for you without enter any data, that is get form. Whenever we enter the data, when we click on submit button, without enter or with enter data, submit button, that is called post. In employee.html, clearly I said submit after what action method is there? Post method. So this post is going to match with this post. If it is posted data, I'm creating form object again with post method. If form is valid, this data I'm printing into terminal. If form is not valid, I can say again terminal, please enter the values like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any key name we cannot give. Why? Because by default it will take cleaned data will have this automatically field names as keys only. Values means directly text box values. You can't give any key name. Okay. So here employee.html, what form fields are there? That form fields are going to be act as a keys. This keys through only we have to access. And values means whatever the text box values that you have to use. Now once I start server, now you can see this time I'm trying to get the values from text boxes if the values are entered by the user. Let's see this. I'm trying to enter the name, address, mail, and then age. These values are submitted. Here we are not able to display message right now because message framework I have introduced. So next you can see in the terminal window we got the values or not. Whatever the values are there, we are printing in the terminal only. Who is bringing this values means cleaned data, fm dot cleaned data of name is coming. This is a key, this is the value. So this is clean the data through we are getting the values. If you don't enter any values, it will go to else block. Else block in the sense, please enter values like that. But actually this data we need to store into database. I'll show you how to store into database also. Now click on submit. Validations errors are there in this. Please enter values. Else block. Okay. So this is about just clean the data like this. Now, next what I want to say here. Suppose validations are required. So validation means this is only required field validations we are performing. Values are entered by the user in the text box, that's okay. But required field validators means how it is. Let me show you. Required field validator means if I don't enter any values in the text box, that is mandatory required. So that's what we got errors. Next, how to perform our own validations like normal validations. Okay, like checking password and retype password same or not. So like that. So what I want to say here, additionally, what I'm trying to do, just this one I'm trying to do. So here I'm taking password field also I'm taking password equals to the forms dot what actually char field I'm taking. Okay, retype password also I'm taking retype password equals to forms dot char field. See here, I don't want to give this what we can say widget equals to forms dot password input. I don't want to give at this moment. Why? Because I will tell you. Okay, because if I give like this, whether I'm entering password and retype password both are same, you cannot able to identify. But anyway, this password and retype password also I'm giving. Now let me print this password and retype password also here, just for getting clean the data of what I'm taking password. Now print fm dot clean the data of what actually retype password. Now here password field is not there. Char field with widget only there. Password field is there. Password uh, in HTML form is there. Input type equal to password. Now here you can see in the view section. So request dot method equal to post fm equals to employee form request dot post. If fm dot is valid, this all values are getting. But once I run this, I want to check the validations, especially here. How to check the validations, we'll see now. Just run this. Now what is the problem actually here? If I try to enter the password here and retype password also, but you cannot find what I entered because I'm taking widget equal to what password widget. So that's what for showing that whether I'm entering password and retype password correct or not. Just for showing this, what I can do, just I can remove this widget equal to forms dot password input. Okay, this is yeah. So now let's restart the server. After restarting the server, let's see this browser. So right now you can see Mohan, address, mail, age, password I'm entering, retype password I'm entering. Look at this. Even though I am entering password is different, retype password is different. The values are submitted or not? Yes, it is submitted. Look at this. Values are submitted. We got this. Let me restart server again. Values are not coming properly. I'll show you clearly because it has to be loaded freshly. Look at this. Mohan, address, mail, age, password I'm entering, retype password I'm entering. Both are not correct. Even though not correct, click on submit. After submit, we got this values are, but this is not correct. Why? Because the password and retype password must be match or not. So if it is matching means we have to check the validations or not. Password and retype password is correct or not. So for that purpose, we need to go for validations option. Where we have to perform validation means in the form section only. Strictly remember all the validations we have to perform in the form section only, sir. We have to perform in form section. So inside this form, what I am trying to take, so password validation purpose means there is a method called clean method is there. Clean. What is the use of clean method? Look at this. The moment when I try to type clean, so here clean method is there, clean underscore name is there, clean underscore age is there, clean underscore mail, clean underscore address. Means particular field validation purpose we use this clean underscore name, clean underscore age, clean underscore mail. And total validation purpose we use what actually clean method only. Multiple fields validation purpose we use clean method. If I use clean method, now here you can see super dot clean method also I'm using. Super method is there, dot clean method. Why this is super dot clean, sir? Because this clean method is coming from this form class. So this super class also having clean method. This super class clean method functionality should apply into our clean method, our class clean method, employee form class clean method. This method is belongs to employee form, and super class functionality also I want to take, then only it will be perform clean method. Super dot clean means this super class form clean method I'm including. So after that I'm just taking pwd equals to, it's your variable, pwd equals to, okay, so self dot cleaned data. Yes, why it is self? Because it is a method inside the class, obviously instance method, that is self dot cleaned data of what I'm taking password, self dot cleaned data of what I'm taking password. Same sign, super init only, constructor overriding, yes, overriding on the same. So next part, pwd or pwd I'm taking, that is retype password, self dot cleaned data of retype password I'm taking. This password, retype password I'm collecting from the form, and I have to check simple condition. If pwd not equals to or pwd, if both are not matched, simple logic, I have to raise the validation error. Raise forms dot validation error. What message do you want? You can type. I'm taking password mismatch. I'm taking password mismatch. That's it. Very simple validation. So to perform whether password and retype password both are same or not, I'm checking. For that purpose, what is required? Validation is required. Where I'm performing validations in forms.py only, I'm performing validation by using what method? Clean method. If we use clean method, then what is the advantage of this clean method? Means this clean method through we can perform the validations with multiple fields like password, retype password, more. And clean underscore name, clean underscore address, clean underscore age means particular field validations. So pwd I'm receiving password from the form by using cleaned data. rpwd cleaned data through I'm receiving this. Both are not matching. I can say this message raise. You know how to raise exceptions in Python. We discussed already. Raise keyword forms dot validation error password mismatch. Let's start the server now by going to terminal. So Control C, clear screen, start the server. Now this time you can see here, I'm trying to enter without enter any data or else with enter any data like Mohan. So this field is required, this field is required, password also mismatch. Now you can see address is HYD, age mail is like this. Now age is what actually 39. Password I'm taking Mohan, Durga is I'm taking. Now this time you can see click on submit. Immediately password is mismatched or not. Yes. Why not these errors are coming? Because these are satisfied. Valid details only I'm giving. So here this one is not matching. Password is mismatch is saying. If password is mismatch is saying in the terminal window, what actually? Please enter the valid values or not. Enter valid details or not. Yes. Please enter the values. Please enter the values. Means valid details you have to enter. Better to take the description change. Please enter valid details like that. Valid details better. This message is displaying right now. Okay. So because of password and retype password is not matching, then we are not going to get the data. So let's restart the server, and now this time I'm trying to enter password and retype password correctly. So the name is address, mail, age, password, retype password. Both are matching. Yes, matching means click on submit. Values are going to be displayed here completely. All the values are coming clear. Okay. This is performing what validations are only particular password and retype password is valid or not. We are performing by using cleaned method. But there is one more validation is there. So what are that validations? So how to validate specific field? Specific field means what? Particular field validation I need. Okay, particular field validation means, for example, here I want to go for name. So for example, name is there, no name. So name is what actually maximum length is 20 is there, but I need actually, even though it is maximum length 20, I want to get the name attribute less than 6. If name is less than 6, I need to say error message. So I want to perform name validation. Compulsory name should be more than 6 or 6 only, not less than 6. In that context, particular field validation purpose, I'm taking one more method here, df clean underscore what actually name. Look at this, clean underscore name is there or not. Particular field validation it is. Clean with underscore name. So this name I need to collect from the form. So name equals to self dot clean the data of what actually name. This name, whether it is according to our condition or not, we have to check. So length of name, whatever the length is coming, okay, length of name less than 6. If it is less than 6, what I am trying to raise, so raise forms dot validation error. What is the message I'm trying to give means here? So name should be 6 or more characters. Okay, name should be 6 characters or more, like this. So this is the only particular field validation purpose. I'm taking this method clean underscore name. This name also I'm collecting from the form by using clean the data of name. Then this length of name I'm checking less than 6 means it should say this one. So let's restart the server. This is for particular field validation purpose. And now you can see, even though I'm entering all the values, but the name is not correct. Mohan only there, 5 characters length only. But HYD, these values, password is matching, all matching. But look at this Mohan name is validation is there. Now you can see name should be 6 characters or more, it is there, means I have written validation like that. But even in the terminal window, please enter valid details only is coming, that means else block is executing. So we have to enter the name at least 6 characters or more, 6 characters we have to enter. According to that validation I have written clearly. So let's restart the server. Now this time name I'm going to enter more than 6 or 6 characters. Then that will be the valid now. Now I'm taking name is Mohan S. Okay. So this is valid data. Yes. Mohan S is the 6 characters. Click on submit. The valid submit data is there. This data is coming like this. Okay. So look at this. But now observe here. What is the problem here? Sir, we submit the values, but where is the name? Just observe here. Name is what actually? None or not? Look at this. None. So address is there, mail is there, age is there, password is there, retype password is there. But name is what? None. Why? Because yes, after checking the validation, we have to return the name also. No, return back to that calling place name. That's what it return none. So now once we return name in the sense, then name will be displayed now. Let's see this. So we forgot to return name. That's what we are not getting any name. Now this time you will get name. MOHANS, address, mail, next age, password, and retype password. Now click on submit. So we got the submitted values. Now this time you can see The name Mohan will be there or not? Mohan S will be there. Let's see this. Yes, the name is coming because of return name. Okay, so this is what actually for multiple fields validations. This is for multiple field validations. This is for what actually? For specific field validation. Specific field validation purpose. Specific field validation purpose, we use this one. Multiple field validations purpose, this one, and specific field validation purpose, this one. So, and sometimes I want to perform what actually validations different way. What is different way? Let me show you. I need to perform validations with validators. Okay, some built-in validators are there. How to work with built-in validators. Now I'm trying to work with built-in validators. So if you want to work with built-in validators, okay, so you have to include Django.core module because all built-in validators are available in Django core module only. Okay, Django core module. So let me work with built-in validators how it is. Okay, so here suppose built-in validator purpose I'm creating from Django dot core, from Django dot what I'm taking core, after from Django dot core import validators. So to work with built-in validators, this is the mechanism. From Django dot core import validators. Suppose name is already validation is there. Just I want to show you address. Okay, address. So address validation, what I want to do means, suppose address purpose validators equals to inside the square bracket validators dot max length validator I'm taking. Max length validator. Look at this max length validator. Max length validator of 10 means what? While entering the address, okay, minimum characters, maximum characters is 10 only. More than 10 not required, not possible. So this is what how I am using built-in validators through I am using. Built-in validators are coming from which module library? From django.core import validators. From django.core import validators. Address equals to forms.char field. Now you can see this validators attribute I'm using. Validators dot max length validator of 10 max size. Now this time you can see address if it is exceeding maximum 10 characters, immediately the error will come. What error? Built-in error. Even I have not set the error message, but that will come automatically because we are working with built-in validators. So name is correct here, address is correct, mail is okay, mail, and now you can see age, uh, password I'm taking, retype password, everything is fine. But address I'm taking what just look at this, Hyderabad, Hyderabad. So actually max length is address for what? 10 characters, but I am exceeding this Hyderabad, Hyderabad two times. So look at this, ensure this value has at most 10 characters, but it has what? 18 characters are there. Got my point? So because of one of the validation, one of the field validation is wrong due to all validation, all values will not submit. Again, it is saying please enter valid details on the terminal. So that means in the view section, else block only is executing now. The view section, else block, not valid. This is not valid. If this valid, then this will execute. If not valid, this will execute like that. Got my point? So ensure this value has at most 10 characters. 10 characters required, but it has what? How many characters? 18 characters are there. That's not correct. So that's what we need to do. We need to validate this one completely. Let's see this execution again. Let's restart the server. Control C, clear screen, restart the server. After restarting the server, let's click on it. Now this time you can see valid entries I'm taking. Mohan is address H8 Hyderabad. It's a correct valid data only. So age, and I'm taking password, retype password. All are entering correct and click on submit. Oh, name should be 6 characters more. Okay, fine. then name is 6 characters. Now you can see submit. The values are coming like this over here. Okay, so this is what validations are, built-in validators. So we are using built-in validators from this module, django.core import validators. Validators equals to validators.maxLength validator of 10 characters. But sir, I want to prepare my own validations, like custom validations also possible. Custom validation means what? For example, look at this. So right now the name is there. Okay, name is having validation. What validation is their name? Uh, what validation is their name in the sense? Only 6 characters, 6 character length name only will accept. No, 6 character length name only will accept. Remaining not. Okay, but my requirement is what? Name compulsory starts with so and so character, like that. Character. Suppose letter name should be starts with letter S or name should starts with letter M. So I need to give the condition again. So in that context, we can go for what validation? Custom validations. So custom validations we have to prepare where? Before form or after form? So before form. So before form you should ready with your custom validations. Okay. Then that we can include into this form. So I'm trying to perform, actually this is custom validators. Custom validations. So let's create a function. Just my function name is start underscore with underscore s. Name should be starts with s. This function is having parameter like value. So whatever we enter the name, that name is string or not? Yes. So string starting letter, how to recognize index based or not? Zero index. Yes. So that's what this value directly, whenever we enter the name here, this value directly it will go to here. This value I'm going to check. If value of zero index not equals to yes means what? Yes means what? Not equal to letter starts with yes. If it is name is not starts with letter S, okay, what is required means I need to raise forms dot validation error. So what is that validation error means? Name should starts with letter S. I can say that name should starts with letter S. I can say. So got my point? Yes. So now you can see name should starts with letter S. So how to do this? Name should start with letters. But here we are ready with function. What function starts with S? You know that when function will execute whenever you call. But did I call this function? No. So I should call this function now. Let's copy this function, and where I need to call means here in the name we have to call the function. How to call the function means again here. So comma validators equals to what actually? This function I'm calling starts with S. Validators equals to starts with S. Starts with S means it is a custom validation. I'm ready with my function with validation. This validation I'm including into name only. So name compulsory should starts with letter S. Otherwise this validation will call. Name should starts with letter S. Okay. Let's restart the server and run this. Now we got this. Look at this. I'm trying to give the name. Yes, Mohan S. Address is okay. Mail is okay. Mail is okay, and age is okay, and password, retype password, both are same. But look at this, the moment when I click on this, name should starts with letter S or not? Yes, name should starts with letter S. Okay, but right now it is not starts with letter S. So I need to refresh this. Now you can see I'm trying to enter name is this is, but 6 characters name is there. Yes, fine. Address should be valid. Mail, okay, fine. Mail is like this. Age, password, retype password, both are matching. Click on submit. Valid data. This is total valid data means data is coming like this, but it's not coming completely because we have not restart the server. That's what complete data is not available. Let's make complete data. Name I'm taking, address, mail, mail, and age, password. Every details are correct. Click on submit. Now you can see we got this submission values. Oh, why it is not coming? Actually, this is delay process. They're restarting the server, but values are not coming proper. Okay, let's restart this. Click on submit. The values are displaying like this. Okay, valid data here. Sir, if I perform completely, if I don't satisfy the validations like all validations, then all validation error together will come or not? Yes, obviously it will come together. Now you can see all validations together will be there. Like if I don't supply name, I am not satisfying with this name. Address also like multiple characters matching, exceeding. Mail also not in correct format, but mail purpose I didn't perform any validation. Age I'm taking here, and password I'm not going to be matching, retype password. Look at this, all validations will be raised or not. Look at this, password mismatch. This is our validation. We have written password comparison pwd not equal to or pwd means that is mismatch. Name should starts with letter S, yes, and ensure that address is what actually at most 10 characters. It has 18 only. And mail ID purpose, I don't have any validations, but built-in validation automatically will come if I don't have mail ID. Even in Python, we have written some manual regular expression, no, for mail ID purpose. As I said at that time, so Django will provide built-in validations. No need to write your manual expression. By default, it is clearly checking. Enter a valid email address. It is saying like that. So multiple validations we have done, all validations according to your inputs. If your inputs are against the validations, it will raise the errors, it will display to you here. Okay, so this is about complete validations. To perform multiple field validation purpose, we use this option clean method. To perform only single field validation purpose, clean underscore name, what field do you want to validate, that field you have to use it. Or to work with built-in validators, we can import django.core import validators, and built-in validators means validators equals to validator dot max length validator 10 characters address I'm using. And if you want to come with custom validator, now starts with letter S, you can create your own function. What logic you want, that logic through, we can call this function wherever you want. I'm calling this function into name field only. These are all validations through. If you want to validate the form data, then it is required to valid. But now my requirement is what? I need to store the data into database. How to store the data into database? Got my point? So first listen. I'm going to close this all tabs, and freshly I'm trying to create a new application so that step by step you can understand. So in this application, what I will do, I will collect, yes, I'm collecting the data from now, what actually farm. I'm collecting the data from farm, but that farm data I'm not submitting into model. That is the main logic. Okay, we just print into terminal window right now. So let's create a quickly new application, and step by step we'll follow immediately. Okay, Control C and create a new application. Python space manage.py start app, my app what 6 only. It is new application. Now let's include this my app 6 into settings.py. In settings.py, I'm including what? My app 6. So here you can see my app 6 I'm taking. So after this, close this. Now coming to this, let's first we have to create what actually? models are, because without model we cannot able to store the data. So how to create model means, in the my app 6, let's go to models. So I'm creating any model. You can create like class model name is just I'm creating student or employee only. Let's take employee only. What is the problem? Employee. This model class is inherited from model start model only. And I'm creating model fields. Name equals to model start char field. Max length equals to what? Just 20. Address equals to model start char field. So max length equals to 30. And mail equals to model start email field. Max length equals to 30. Finally, age equals to model start integer field. This model is created. After model creation, what I need to do? Just make migrations. Python space manage.py make migrations. So migration file is created. You can see migration file is created. It also create SQL Server statements. Means who is create means ORM will create. And immediately Python space manage.py migrate we have to use. After migration, database migrate spelling wrong. Look at this. Manage.py migrate I have to use migrate. Once I use migration, then database is created. Do you want to manage the database from here? Simply you can see this main, and now you can see your application name is myapp6 underscore employee edit data here. Now edit data is available. Now you can say ID, name, address, mail, age. Okay, this is clear. So I'm not inserting any data because I need to insert this data into form through only. So for this, what I need actually form is required. So how to create form? Simply myapp6, go to new Python file. So we need to create what's a forms.py. Once we have forms.py, now you can see form. Let me create. How to prepare form? So Django forms are coming like from Django import forms. From Django import forms. Now I'm creating class. Class name is just employee form. So forms dot what actually form only. And look at this here. What models are there? That many fields we have to create in the form or not? Yes, but that's not good. Later we will avoid that. That purpose I'll introduce model forms only later. But right now here, normal forms through I'm explaining. So what is the meaning is how many model fields are there? If it is model fields, 20 fields are there. In the form also 20 fields we have to include right now. But that's not good idea. So instead of this, we can go for model forms. Model forms concept is there. How to work with model form concepts also we'll discuss. Right now form is ready. This form who will send it to template means, so view only. In the view section, we have to send this form into template. So but this form is not available, so let me make my app6 dot forms. What form need to be available here? Employee form, because we need to create object for this form. So I'm creating view df emp underscore view of request. Okay, here what I'm taking if so first let me send the normal form. Okay, what normal form? Fm equals to employee form. This fm I need to return render current request, and so employee 1.html. Already employee is there, employee 1.html. I need to send here form colon fm only. Do you have any employee 1.html? No. Let's create employee 1.html template. In this employee 1.html, what I'm trying to do, form tag is required. Form tag. method equal to post, no validate I'm taking, Django validations only required, percentage CSRF token is mandatory, and I'm taking table, and this I'm taking form, and after that input element I'm taking type equal to submit, value equals to submit. That's it. Repeated code same. But to render this form into employee1.html, we need to execute this view or not. How to execute this view? URLs. So URLs already I have done in my previous application, my app 5. Right click on urls.py, previous application, copy and paste into my app 6 directly. It's a simplification. Easily we can able to get it the URLs. But here I'm taking emp6 and I'm calling this view. Finally, we need to include this into URLs into project level URLs. So my app 5 is previous one. Let's go for my app 6 now. Path, no name. Now you can see here I'm including my app 6 dot URLs and such. So now let's start the server. Once you start the server, you will get only forms. Look at this. Now you can see name, address, mail, age, submit is there. But we don't have any data which is need to be submitted to the database table. So right now this table is what actually empty table. I need to insert the record which is accepting from this form employee1.html and send the data. How to send the data means here we need to write the code. What code? Look at this. If request dot method equal to what? Post. If post request, I need to create form object fm equals to employee form request dot fm request dot post only. Yes, request dot post. So after that, if fm is valid method is required or not. If fm is valid, I need to collect the data here. Look at this. So name equals to fm dot who will collect the data, clean the data, what it will collect, name. Previously I just print here, previous example. Now this time I'm collecting here. This data I need to save into model. Okay, employee name address equals to fm dot clean the data of address. These names you can take any names are nm or ad, ed or like that. Okay, just for clarity I'm taking mail equals to fm dot clean the data of mail. Then age equals to fm dot clean the data of what actually age. This data I need to send to where? Database model. What is your model class? Look at this, employee class. But model class is available to view? No. So we need to bring this model class also. My app 6 dot models. What model is there? Employee model. Because we need to create object for the model class. So E equals to employee is I'm creating model object. Now you can see name equals to name, address equals to address. This fields only I'm sending to the model or not? Yes, address. Mail equals to what? Mail. Now age equals to what? Age. Finally E dot what? Save. After saving in terminal window, look at this data inserted into database. Data inserted into database. So when it will be inserted, sir? When the form is valid. If not valid, what I can do? Else block. I can say print. Please enter valid details. Please enter the valid details. Enter the valid details I'm saying. If request method is post, this code need to be execute. Again, one more else is there. If request method, first time I'm going to get this what? Get request only, employee form. That's it. So got my point? This is the codes are exactly same code. But only what changes you are observing? Instead of print, how it will save the data into database means is what actually object. What object? Employee model object. This is database table or not? Employee model, it represent database only. E means employee object model class. Model class is also available here. Okay, based on this model only, look at this my app 6 employee model is created. This fields directly will store into database model. Let's see this, run this server. Now you can see run the server. First, I'm not going to enter any data. Run server, and look at this. There don't be any data saved. Without enter, click on submit. Validations are there, and in the terminal also, please enter the valid details. In the database table also, no data is there. Let me restart the server now. I'm going to insert the data now. So valid data only. Click on this one and refresh. Now I'm trying to enter the values. Mohan is employee name, address, mail, and then age. Now click on submit. Valid data submitted. Whether it is submitted or not, look at this data inserted into database. Here you can refresh it. Data is inserted into database table. But one thing you can notice, okay, the moment when we hit the submit button, we are not displaying any message in this template. No template. So if you want to display message in template, so and so data is inserted, template message framework is required to use right now. But right now I'm displaying the messages into where? In terminal only. In the view section, clearly I have used what? In terminal only. But instead of this, in tomorrow's session, what I'll introduce? Messages framework I'll introduce. Messages framework means this messages need to be sent into template. Okay, on the spot template only, templates itself should say this message. This is just inserting the data which I shown today. Tomorrow I'll update the data, delete the data with messages framework and including model forms also. So this is the mechanism step by step: model creation, form creation, okay, template creation, and empty table is there after making migration, and setting the URLs, and view logic is important. So here what is happening? We are collecting the data from form like HTML template. That data is coming to where we use. If it is perform valid method is true, means this data collecting from the form by using cleaned data, this form data, this field data I'm sending into model. So compulsory weave is the main logic. Even in the last examples, we were read the data from model. That data is coming from model and stored into view 2 we are sending that data into template. Same here also, template onwards we are collecting the data inputs. That inputs are valid or not, we are checking in the view. If it is valid, view will send that data into database table. So who is required? View is required. View is what? Actually Python logic. Without view you can't perform any operations like this one. So this is about today session which I discussed.